Hi, this is Lauren Clark. We're here with David talking about youth issues, specifically in the realm of student loan and tuition rates. So what's going on in that?
Two things are going on. Tuition rates have increased at twice the rate of inflation in the US over the last 4 years and increased at 25% overall. So that's a concern for the young people. The other issue is regards to student loan interest rates. There's been a lot of issues in Congress recently with Stafford loans, how they've doubled from 3% to sort of 6.5% interest rates.
And what does that mean?
Well, what it means for young people is that their repayment is twice as much as it was previously. The Congress has decided this week to have a floating rate for student loan interest rates, which means it's tied to the market interest rate. Interest rates are low now in America, so young people are probably not going to notice too much of a difference. But if interest rates start to rise 4, 5, 6, 7, 8%, then that's going to significantly increase the repayment over a 25-year loan. So it's something students really need to be aware of. Tuition rates keep increasing, but the value of tuition is declining almost as quickly. So, people have got to weigh up whether going to university is worth the money or not.
So is there a different way to fix this whole tuition thing?
Well, I think tuition rates need to be viable. I think we need to have a situation in America where we're saying to young people, from a university point of view, okay, we're going to educate you, we're going to get you into a great job, and then we're going to be paid as a percentage of the income you gain. Right now, young people have to take out these large loans. They then graduate into unemployment or into underemployment, sort of unpaid internships type things. And then they're burdened by these loans that are rising as interest rates rise, and they will eventually go bankrupt. We need to have a much more, a closer relationship between employers and educators, and to make it a winning deal for students and for America.
And talking about students, they go where the jobs are.
Well, they need to. They don't always. They should go where the jobs are. Yeah, there's parts of America that are high growth areas. You're thinking about places like this area, Washington, D.C. is a growth area. Dallas, Texas, Salt Lake City, San Francisco, Seattle, they're growth areas. Then you've got to avoid low growth areas. You think about places like Sacramento, Tallahassee, Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Detroit is a really low growth city at the moment, and we've been talking about that with the bankruptcy that occurred 2 weeks ago.
So how do we fix Detroit? I mean, is there any hope?
There's not much hope if you're a young person in Detroit, no. Go back to 1950, Detroit was the wealthiest city in America. In 2013, it's the poorest. I think if you're under 30 in Detroit, you need to leave right away. Older people living there are tied in through the real estate they own, the depreciation in prices, they're not able to sell their home. But you look at the population there, it's dropped from 1.8 million to 700,000. There's large swaths of the city that lie vacant, high crime there. 40% of adults are illiterate. There's not much hope for long-term growth under the current circumstances. I think the future for Detroit is to promote education tourism, where they can earn money through attracting all the young people in America, school children, to go and visit and learn the story of Detroit, how it's declined over this 50-year period. And young people need to learn those lessons, go back to their own cities and make sure it doesn't happen. America's the richest country in the world today, just about, but what happens if 50 years from now America's bankrupt? We've got to make sure that doesn't happen.
So is it important for students to be really actively involved in their jobs? Is that?
Young people should be getting involved in jobs that they really like and enjoy, and they should be pursuing careers that they really like and enjoy. 53% of Americans are sort of actively disengaged in the jobs that they do, according to a Gallup survey. And so that means they're neither enjoying it or not enjoying it. And then you've got 19% of Americans that are sort of absolutely hate the job that they do. And they're sort of company killers. They're out there trying to sabotage their company. What we want to do is we want to add to the 28% of Americans that love their job. We can double that number. Think about all the innovation and ideas and opportunities that'll arise from it, and that'll help bring jobs and growth back to the US economy.
So how do we get that number to double?
Well, we need to get proper career planning in place, Lauren. Instead of people just saying, hey, I just fell into this job because, I talked to my family or because I read about it online or something like that, we need universities and educators to really study young people and say, what's this person really good at? And then we need to match it up with employers in America with those skills that they desperately need. There's a lot of jobs in America that are open that they just can't fill them with the talent in America. Think about all the unemployed people, and yet it's still not enough to fill these high talent jobs. We need to educate young people to match the jobs of tomorrow instead of the jobs of yesterday.
And why are young people key to this? You keep on bringing them up.
Young people are key to the American future because they are the basis for innovation and entrepreneurship and new ideas. Older people are great, but as you get older, you get more and more, I wouldn't say stuck in your ways, but a creature of habit. Whereas young people are dynamic, they're flexible. Yeah, they're unpredictable at times and they can be a little bit unreliable, but overall they have a strong capacity for a lot of work and an amazing capacity for invention and creativity. And we've got to tap into that. We can't have all that sitting on the sidelines. Think about what a tragedy it would be for America if the next Steve Jobs is not able to bring his great idea to market, but is instead sitting in his parents' basement feeling hopeless, you know? Think of all the opportunity costs from that. We've got to not let that happen. We've got to create hundreds of Steve Jobs in this century and for our generation.
And you think that's still possible even with tuition rates?
Well, there's a lot of problems for young people. There's demographics, there's outsourcing of jobs, there's high tuition rates, there's large public debt. But overall, yeah, these problems are solvable, but it's going to take a lot of work.
Well, you have some excellent ideas that there are hope for students today in this country. With DPAF and David Pattinson, I'm Lauren Clark.